Hello everyone, myself I am Lakshmi Prasanna. I am from ECE A section and my roll number is 20BQ180416. I am from Vasireddy Venkatadri Institute of Technology. Today I am here to explain you a few words in chemistry topic, that is infrared spectroscopy. So let's go on to the video. IR spectroscopy. The full form of this IR spectroscopy is infrared spectroscopy, or it can also be called as vibrational spectroscopy. So let's see what is meant by this IR spectroscopy. The molecules which are non-centrosymmetric, they are active. They are IR active. Means the molecules which are non-centrosymmetric, they can exhibit this IR spectroscopy like HCl, H2O and HCN. These molecules will observe electromagnetic radiation in the IR region, may undergo molecular vibration, results in a permanent dipole moment change. So you will get a clarity by seeing which are which are inactive, IR inactive, like H2 and O2. These are IR inactive. They are IR inactive due to the reason that net dipole moment is 0, and whereas HCl, HCN and CH3OH are IR active molecules because they are non-centrosymmetric. So in IR energy of absorption is always expressed in wave number. So we can measure this IR energy in terms of the wave number. So you can see here a diagram. Here we have divided this IR into three parts, that are near IR and middle IR and far IR regions. So let's see the ranges. The near IR range is from 12,500 centimeter inverse to the 4,000. Between these ranges we can find the near IR, and the middle IR range is from 4,000 to 500. Again, this middle IR region is subclassified into functional group region and fingerprint region. The functional group region is from 4,000 to 1500 centimeter inverse. Most of the functional groups fall in this region, and whereas the fingerprint region is from 15,000 to 500 centimeters inverse. This is the unique region used to distinguish one compound to another compound, or one functional group to another functional group. And the far IR will be of the range from 500 centimeter inverse to 50 centimeter inverse. And let's go on discuss about the modes of molecular vibrations. These molecular vibrations are subclassified into stretching mode and the bending mode. The stretching mode is subclassified into symmetrical stretching and asymmetrical stretching, whereas in bending mode they are subclassified as in plane bending and out of plane bending. In plane bending they again subclassified as scissoring and rocking, whereas in out of plane bending they are subclassified as wedging and twisting. So let's discuss about these molecular vibrations very clearly one by one. So the first one is stretching mode. Let us see what is meant by the stretching mode. In this, both of the atoms are move in the same direction along the bond axis. Here you can see a diagram that they are moving along the same direction of the bond. Along the bond axis. They are both in the same direction, whereas in asymmetrical stretching both the atoms are moving in the opposite direction along the bond axis. So asymmetrical stretching is nothing but opposite to the stretching mode. Here you can see the diagram. They are opposite to each other. And when coming to the next one, bending mode, both the atoms are displaced in their position without changing their bond length. Here the atoms will get interchanged each other, but their bond lengths will be as it is. And the next one is in plane bending. Both the atoms are displaced in their position without change in their bond length in the same plane. Here in bending mode there is a chance of change in plane, but in plane bending they should change, they should interchange their position without changing their bond lengths, and they should change in the same plane only. And when coming to scissoring, both the atoms are get displaced in the opposite direction with the same plane without changing its bond length, or two atoms approach each other. Here we can see the diagram. Here both atoms are displaced in the opposite direction. You can see the arrow marks, they are opposite to each other. They are in the same plane, and their bond length should not be changed. The bond length should remain the same. And the next one is rocking. Both the atoms are displaced in the same direction within the same plane without changing its bond length, or movement of atom takes place in the same direction. Here both the atoms should get displaced, the atom should get displaced in the same direction only. In diagram you can see the arrows are in the same direction and within the same plane only without changing its bond length. And the next one is wedging. The two atoms move up or down the plane. Here you can see in diagram the two atoms should move up or down the plane. And the next one is twisting. Both the atoms are displaced in opposite planes. One atom move up the plane and the other down the plane. Here we can see the up and the down. In this twisting, the atom should be displaced in the opposite planes. It means they are not in the they are interchanging, but they are interchanging in the opposite planes. That is, one atom move up the plane and the other down the plane. This is about the IR spectroscopy, and hope you understand the topic of IR spectroscopy and the modes of molecular vibrations. Thank you for listening my presentation. Thank you so much.